Hello, I'm Dr. Richard Milne, and this show is all about climate change denial, a very dangerous process, and how we fight against it. We're going to start with a quick trip back in time.
And you come back in time and you land on the deck of the Titanic, and miraculously you're in time to prevent the catastrophe. So you open the TARDIS door. No, you don't open the TARDIS door, it's stuck again. But you can shout to the captain through the door, Captain, there's an iceberg, you need to change course. But then another guy turns up and he says, there's no such thing as icebergs. It's okay, Captain, keep going the way you're going. And you say, yes, icebergs exist. Look, there's one over there. And the guy says, there. It's okay. So maybe icebergs exist, but they're natural and therefore harmless. And you say, icebergs may be natural, but ramming into them with a great big ship isn't. And the guy says, there's been icebergs around for centuries, but none of them has ever sunk a ship this size, therefore we're safe. You say, well, that's because there's never been a ship this size. And he says, well, the people who talk about sinking are all corrupt. You know who talks about sinking a lot? Lifeboat manufacturers, that's who. And you say, it doesn't matter who talks about sinking, it's going to happen unless we change course. He says, oh right, so hitting the iceberg will sink the ship. But what about all the extra fuel we'd have to spend trying to avoid it? You thought of that? And then he says, you know, sinking might not actually be such a bad thing. Everyone talks about it in such a negative way, but actually it'll be very exciting. We'll get lots of exercise, and there'll be some films made about it. And by this time it's too late to hit the iceberg, and so you smash into it, and he still doesn't shut up. Because as the ship's going down, he says, look, the ship isn't sinking. If anything, it's rising. See, it was absolutely nothing to worry about. And as it finally slides to oblivion, he's got one more argument to make. Oh my God, look over there, look over there. Oh my God, it's a complete and utter crisis. There's a boat full of asylum seekers and they're trying to reach Britain. Why isn't anyone doing anything about it? Look over there. Don't think about this boat that's sinking and killing you all. Worry about those 4 people trying to get to Dover. Okay, so clearly this is an analogy for the human race and dangerous climate change and all the various ways in which climate deniers are trying to stop us from doing anything about it. The very last one was an example of misdirection, trying to get people to think about something different. But we've also seen it's no such thing, it's natural, everyone who talks about it is corrupt, it's too expensive to do anything about it, and it's not even a bad thing. Here we see real examples of all of these. What do these sources have in common? They're all very, very right-wing, and we can talk about that later if you want to. So the effect of all this is that instead of having this real debate about what we do about the problem, which we should have been doing for the last 20 or 30 years, we have this ridiculous phony debate where a scientist says it's real and then some fossil fuel funded idiot turns up and says no it isn't,